confusing end of the game. Both teams are now 3-1 on the season. And I want to start with the Lions because they're the team that got the win. They got the 42 points. Goff looked unbelievable. You're still not 100% sold on them as a team. Tell me why.
Yeah, and I have been very clear this year that I think they're Super Bowl favorites. So this isn't me just coming down being a hater. But where my head goes is let's go back to last year in the NFC Championship, the fourth downs, the field goals. You come out, you play a Seattle team that you're better than. You are better than this team. And this team's also beat up, crazy injuries. And we're doing things that we just don't need to do. Like, why run this risk here? Jared Goff did not throw an incompletion, Jay, but we just can't help ourselves. We have to make a trick play or else it doesn't count.
Or else we're not the Lions.
Yes. And then the defense today, I thought they were getting better. They stuck in their man coverage, which is not what you want to do against this Seahawks team, especially with all their weapons. They couldn't stop the run. They gave up 516 yards, and then you have a bunch of penalties. It makes no sense to me. And again, you just can't help yourself. You're up 15 points here, Jay.
Yeah.
The game is over. You've won the game. You've beaten the 3-0 Seahawks. No, we've got to go out. Oh, we've got a shot to maybe hit a big play here. For what?
Yeah.
And we give up a safety there. Imagine as we're reaching the ball out, if it's knocked out, and now all of a sudden it's a one-possession game, at least with the safety. So my point is, I sit here and I pull my hair out because I look at this Lions team and I think Super Bowl contender. I think talent, especially offensively. But then all of a sudden it's like we've got to run trick plays. Oh, we're up 15, it's not enough. This is not the mentality you need to have.
So for you, it's coaching.
Yes,
this point.
You play with fire, you will eventually get burned. And the same thing can be said about their defense. Adjust. You can't roll out here. You don't have the depth to sit here and say, we're just that good of a defense. We're going to play man coverage.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Use your strengths and adjust to the teams.
I will say, you and I have alluded to it, Jared Goff was sensational in this game. I want to ask you about him in just a second, but first he's standing by with Lisa Salters.
At what point were you asking yourself, how many chances are we going to give them?
Yeah, we kind of screwed it up there at the end. Had a good chance to finish the game with the offense on the field and just didn't make it happen.
18 for 18 for you. How does that meet? You were. How does that meet your standards?
There you go. Yeah, it's good. When the ball doesn't hit the ground, it was a good day.
Do you know when you're throwing a perfect game?
You know, I wasn't sure. I was trying to remember if I had an incompletion. I couldn't quite tell, but I knew I had a chance.
You talked all week about the offense just needing to play better. What felt better tonight?
Yeah, we just executed, and it really came down to the second half. I thought the first half was very similar to last week, and then the second half came out and did the same thing again. So we played a lot better this week, and got to build on it.
Last week it was the hook and lateral. This week another trick play. Just how excited were you when that play call came in? They called your number.
I was fired up. We've been cooking that thing for a long time. I think it's my first career touchdown catch ever. So yeah, I was fired up.
Great night for you. Congratulations.
All right, thank you.
All right, I know you didn't like the touchdown reception, but 18 of 18. And it's funny about Jared Goff. You know, the Rams dump him for Matt Stafford. It almost seemed like there was still a lot of questions about him, even last year until they made it to that NFC Championship game. And now he's almost like taking his game to another level.
He really is. And, you know, tonight was a special performance. And you sit here and we talk about quarterback play all the time. I mean, the man was perfect. And it wasn't just like, hey, one guy or perimeter screens. He did it. He did everything. You know, he's slinging it down the field. I thought this was the best play for him of the day. But what also I think is underrated is his arm strength. I mean, this guy can just really fire this ball around. But I loved, I mean, you saw Laporta, you saw Amon-Ra, Patrick got involved today. You know, it was very, very fluid. It was rhythmic. He had a couple off-schedule, you know, throws. But he just had everything going for him, and he looks comfortable, he looks poised, and he also has kind of embraced the city of Detroit.
Yeah.
You know, you think of him, I think of the LA Rams. He's a California guy, and he's come to Detroit, and he's reinvented himself, and the guys rally around him. They play hard for him, and he's a premier quarterback in this league. So, again, it just shocks me that you've got a great thrower, you've got a great running back, you've got a great O-line, you've got great weapons, but we need trick plays to win games.
They've been working on it for a while, apparently.
You got to have them.
I want to talk to you about your Seattle Seahawks. I thought Joe Buck and Troy Aikman kind of summed it up best. If the game had ended at halftime, you might be walking away from this thinking, man, Seattle's in trouble. Did the second half kind of give you a little encouragement, even though they did drop the game?
Big time.
Yeah.
You know, Jay, in a strange way, obviously it's all about winning, but I feel better about this team tonight than I did about their first 3 games.
Right.
You know, you look at their first 3 games, the quarterbacks they played, Bo Nix, Jacoby Brissett, and then week 3 they get Skylar Thompson.
Yeah.
And we're all like, want to crown them. And I'm sitting here going, oh my goodness, they haven't really looked great against these guys. Defensively tonight, you come out here and you struggled badly.
Yeah.
But in fairness to them, you've got 5 starters out, and then Julian Love got hurt for your 6th starter. You can't play the Detroit Lions with 6 starters out. It's just a fact. And finally, we saw what I've been waiting to see, which was this Ryan Grubb offensive coordinator-led offense. Geno looked incredible.
Yeah,
everybody caught balls.
Yeah.
Geno is one of the most underrated quarterbacks in this league. DK played really well. Lockett still made his catches. JSN, I love the fact that Noah Fant had a few catches in there because he's, I don't think, used enough for them. And Kenneth Walker, we talked about earlier.
Okay.
So to me, as a Seahawk fan, I'm actually more encouraged by this loss because the defense, when you get hopefully all 6, but you know, at least 3 of the 6 starters back, will look a lot better than they did tonight.
And they're facing the G-Men next week, so that's an easier opponent.
No
for
question.
Sure.